We're coming back. And we're back. Live on the air. For segment 3, the kayfabe issues. Now, hit my intro, bitch. You lost that sound, dude.
Well, that's...
Oh, god damn it.
Oh my god, this ought to go on Botchamania.
This is what we get for having that Sin Cara song. Yeah, no, just stop. Just stop. Because you know what? Your punishment is that this week we're doing the toss-up. For those of you who are new to the show, the toss-up is a game where I will pick a topic and our esteemed panelists and leaders, Gunner and Omega, will have to defend a side of that topic. So it's like point counterpoint, but not 30 years old and funnier in wrestling. So this week, Gunner, you will be defending Twin Magic. You have 3 minutes starting now.
Twin Magic, and I've been thinking about this for a few weeks now because, this has been teased and, played with and ideas come up and whatnot, so bear with me while we go through this little argument here. Twin Magic is the thing when the Bella twins decide to switch with each other, which is kind of hard to do now, consider that one of them has boob implants. When they switch with each other, and then one becomes fresh and one isn't fresh, and, it's like an illegal tag kind of thing. You saw shades of this early on when it was WrestleMania, and the two referees, the $1 Million Man and Andre the Giant and all that stuff, the twins, yeah. So if it has historical significance to it. That's the background I want to say to this. Now, what it really turns into is a callback to older things. Now, what you see with normal, with some movesets and some, various elements of wrestling is that they'll be reused over and over and over and over and over and over again. I mean, come on, how many people have the powerbomb as their finisher, or who uses the sharpshooter, for example, or certain theme songs like Brodus Clay's theme song was the theme song in WCW, I believe. Not the cat like, Jerry Lawler's girlfriend, but cat like the wrestler guy.
Ernest Miller.
Ernest Miller, thank you. Yes, Ernest Miller's old theme song. So, I mean, it's, we see these things and call back to all these old things, whatnot, again and again and again. And like Omega said with the strap match is an old school match. And while it's not that great, because it's kind of dull and you can only really do so much with it, it's still, there are still relevant things that could happen that are paying respect to times of old. Now, this is what the Bella Twins are doing, in my opinion, or pretty much whoever trained them. Giving them the idea that they can switch up with each other and have it be something along the lines of, a legitimate thing. They've been doing it for years, and they've done it smoothly. I understand that the main argument here is that it's dumb. it's stupid. How can the referee mess up something so critical, or why should that even be allowed if afterwards they realize that it's not the same Bella in the ring? Well,
time.
let me tell you. No, goddamn it.
You're out of time. I actually gave you an extra
Say
15
goodbye.
seconds. So that's a
What is yours?
4-point deduction.
Now
I
is
had to tell you
mine.
Ernest Miller's name. That's a 10-point deduction.
And I need broken dreams.
So, Omega VR, please rip into Twin Magic. You have 3 minutes, starting now.
Well, one has the booby implants now. I mean, come on.
You still got close to 2 minutes, 2 minutes 45 to fill there, Omega VR. Can you give us a little more on why it's terrible? Then one of them has booby implants.
Well, first of all, I don't think they're big enough. I think if you're gonna make the decision to do it, that you should just go whole hog with it. And perhaps even go out of the country, because I know they're illegal here now, and get those polyphane string implants. The ones that, continually agitate the tissue and generate liquid that fill the implant so they get bigger and bigger and bigger. I think that the other Bella should perhaps do so as well, for symmetry's sake. Unless, that's Daniel Bryan's prerogative. I'm not sure what he's into, so,
I don't think it's vegan.
Certainly don't want to disrespect him and his tastes. But I know my man Cena. I know he likes the underside of the rotisserie, if you know what I mean. What else?
You still got a minute left.
mean?
I don't know if you ever saw that movie with David Schwimmer, Breast Men, about the two guys who actually invented the breast implant. But I did not. Though I see it on my TV guide every once in a while on Cinemax. Which is a channel I don't have, but pretty much anything after 11 p.m. on Cinemax, you're guaranteed to see the underside of the rotisserie, if you know what I mean.
All right, that is time for Omega BR.
I succeed. He wins. I decided the rotisserie.
Well, let me tally up the points first. Let's see here.
First of all, I have to say, I say that we award a special honor to Omega BR and have underside of the rotisserie put on Gunner's soundboard.
The other side of the rotisserie, each one of those was worth about 50 points. So the way I see it here, Gunner, you have negative 14 points, and Omega BR has a shit ton of points, so Omega BR wins.
And let me be clear, I did not mean to objectify women with that toss-up. I merely wanted to say that large breasts are more attractive, and men love them, and I love them as well.
Send your hate mail to smartsnark@gmail.com. The itty bitty titty mitty. Subject: Omega is sexist.
care of Net Jester.
I think you're confusing sexist and sexy, just so we're clear.
From what I understand, Omega BR is actually sexy. Our viewers probably heard me say that twice, but the TeamSpeak only heard me say it once. One last thing. I just want to say that when I say large breasts are more attractive, I am not sexist when I say that, because I mean it on both men and women. I don't even know where to begin with all the things that are wrong with that. So we're just going to go to the next segment. Here's what we're going to do. Gunnar just made this segment up. He just made this up out of the blue. So I'm kind of crunched here. It's called Fake Dirt Sheets. Real original, buddy. Good job. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read 4 dirt sheet
You
headlines.
mean like the sheets you get at the flea market?
Yes.
Yes.
The bed sheets you'd get at the flea market.
That's exactly what we mean.
Lice.
So I'm going to read 4 dirt sheet headlines, and you guys that are listening, both of you, one of them is me, can tell me which one of these is fake in the comments or on our Twitter at SmarkSnark. Tweet us which one you think is fake, and we'll tell you if you're right or not. Okay, so here we go. The first one here. Curtis Axel was originally just going to be called Kurt. The name was changed before he debuted, but the Titantron Monday Night had the old name. This just goes to show you how fast changes are made in the WWE. Let's see here. McGillicuddy, also known as Kurt Axel, is getting his push because Triple H has always been supporting of him. And many questioned the booking of Raw last night, as many people backstage were left wondering how much Triple H really helped the repackaged star by not losing clean at the end of Raw. Axel's other supporter is The Rock, who during his last WWE run did most of his in-ring training with Axel to prepare for his run of pay-per-view matches. Let's see here. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie tweeted that he may give a special award to New Jersey favorite son Zack Ryder. And finally, Hulk Hogan has posted on Twitter after singer Miguel accidentally leg dropped 2 fans at the Billboard Music Award. He said, Miguelomania, at least he did it right, brother. All Miguelomania fans are now supposed to be following Hulk Hogan, brother. So you can tweet us or email us or hit us up on the website and leave a comment in the forums or on this post on Spreaker or however you want to do it. Just contact us and let us know which one of these you think is fake. And with that, there's only one thing.
I would just like to point out to all the ladies in the audience that my bed sheets are not from the flea market.
Oh, here we go.
However, I do have a Tempur-Pedic pillow that I bought on sale from Brookstone because it was a floor model.
They're from the thrift shop.
If that pillow of yours vibrates, I don't want to hear about it.
Net Jester, there's no such thing as a vibrating pillow. Please don't correct me on that. Out there, if you're listening, please do not correct me. I don't want to know.
It's really confusing.
I don't want to know if there is a such thing. And that does it for the kayfabe issues, which you would have if you had a flea market vibrating pillow. You would have issues. But there's only one thing to do now. We gotta go to...
All right, everybody, it's time for the Dairy Queen drive-thru, and I would like my friend over here, Net Jester, to read the ratings.
Well, for our good friend Vassar, who can't join us this week, last week's TNA Impact had the all-time lowest rating in TNA history with Spike TV with a 0.84 rating. That surpasses their next lowest rating of 8.05 last year. Then fast forward to the 5/17 edition of WWE SmackDown on Sci-Fi. That drew 2.44 million viewers with a 1.78 cable rating. Now that's down from last week's show that drew a 1.86 cable rating with 2.53 million viewers. And that so far is the lowest rating for SmackDown all year. And finally, last night's episode of WWE Raw did a 2.96 cable rating with approximately 4.23 million viewers. Now, those numbers were up 1% in the ratings, but 5% in the viewership from last week's 2.92 and 4.05 million viewers. The show was up about half a point of young males, 12 to 17, but down 0.2 in the male 18 to 34 golden demographic. The show averaged hours of 4.08 million the first, 4.30 million the second, and 4.31 million viewers.
Pretty impressive considering the fact that Raw tends to lose their audience and on the third hour there. But they actually gaining another 0.1 million viewers and holding on to that audience shows the fact that potentially Raw might be doing something right. Or there might not be any competition, whatever you want to call it. But with the birthdays, Yankum, will you please read those?
Ooh, maybe.
Screw up the names, screw up the names, screw up the names.
Well, it'll be easy to screw up the names, NJ, because you're drawing a bunch of apostrophes across the list. Good going, buddy. On May 21st, let's see here, we have Name Redacted. His birthday was on May 21st. Also on the 21st, we have Mr. T, The Sheik, and Mike Taylor. On the 22nd, we have Tracy Brooks, my man D-Bry, also Brian Pillman, who has a gun.
The Bedazzler. Bedazzler.
The Bedazzler?
No idea.
The Bedazzler.
Yes. On the 23rd, Drew Carey, who is a Hall of Famer. You now remember that. JT Flash and Alex Shelley. On the 24th, we have Elijah Burke. He's the only one, apparently. On the 25th, we have Judas Messias, Alberto Del Rio.
I bet your
Roman
tongue's
Reigns.
numb after that one.
Roman Reigns. Don't talk over me, Net Jester. I will rape your eye socket. Sergeant Slaughter. On the 26th, we have Simon Diamond, La Sombra, Ashley Massaro, and on the 27th, we have Mr. Douchebag himself, Eric Bischoff, and Natalia.
And now it's time for This Week in Wrestling with Omega BR.
Yes, this week in wrestling history. Circa 1952, where Lou Thesz defeats Baron Michel Leon in Los Angeles to merge the California version of the world title with the National Wrestling Alliance and National Wrestling Association world titles. Those three title wins along with a non-title win over American Wrestling Association champion Gorgeous George, makes Lou Thesz the undisputed World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion. The title would remain undisputed for 5 years until a Thesz-Eduard Carpentier match ends in controversy, splintering the titles again. Jump to 1987, where a Memphis court judge ruled that due to Jerry Lawler's lawsuit against the WWF for promoting Harley Race as, quote, the king of wrestling, Race could not use the nickname in Tennessee, nor could he come to the ring wearing his crown and a robe. Lawler, who had been using the moniker for many years, took offense to the WWF nationally promoting Race with the nickname. And in 2000, The Undertaker makes his long-awaited return to the WWF with a dramatic change as the American Badass, returning during a 60-minute Iron Man match between then WWF Champion The Rock and Triple H at the WWF Judgment Day 2000 pay-per-view from Louisville, Kentucky at Freedom Hall. Shawn Michaels was the guest referee in the bout. And that was This Week in Wrestling History.
All right, time for some happy trails. Happy trails to a bunch of developmental wrestlers, including Derek Bateman, Percy Watson. I don't want to live. I don't want to live on this world anymore. Sakamoto, Brendan Traven, Audrey Marie, Anya, and Briley Pierce, the brother of world champion Dolph Ziggler. The longtime producer, and also happy trails to longtime producer John Big Gabrick, known for his on-screen presence in the MTV seasons of Tough Enough, will also be leaving the company soon as a result of Stephanie and Triple H changing the landscape. Stephanie also released Adam Rudman, Eric Panowski's replacement, late last week after just 6 weeks of duty. Meanwhile, PW Insider confirms that Sean Ricker has been signed to a developmental deal and is one of the contestants on The Rock's new TNT reality show, The Hero. More signings and possibly more cuts are expected. Alright, so that's for Happy Trails. What should we watch this week in wrestling? Yankum DDS, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
Oh, I thought you were mad at me for a second there. You're using my full name. Jesus. Shit, I don't know. Well, shut up, NJ. That 6-man tag on Raw last night was probably the best thing on Raw. Maybe a couple weeks, for the last couple weeks. That match was fucking awesome! So go watch that.
Jester, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
Well, I still maintain that even though I don't like Team Hell No dropping the straps, the way that they dropped it to the Shield was one of the best entertaining tag team matches I've seen in a long time. So go watch that again from Extreme Rules.
Omega, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
Go watch the main event of WrestleMania 7.
Ooh.
Which was?
Which, of course, who could forget, it was...
Give him a minute. He's got to Google it.
Hulk Hogan defeated Sergeant Slaughter.
Spoilers, Omega.
Oh, yeah. It was... that's how Wikipedia has it written. It was Hulk Hogan versus Sergeant Slaughter, and Slaughter, remember at the time, was being a heel as an Iraqi sympathizer.
Oh, yes!
They had 14 matches on WrestleMania 7. Goodness gracious.
I know. Time kind of flies when you don't have bullshit to... Ain't that right, Yankum?
What? I wasn't paying attention.
That figures. So this week in wrestling, I'm actually going to go tell you to watch that Judgment Day match from 2000 with The Rock versus Triple H. Because from what I remember, it was like for a match like that, I think it was like 5-4 was the final score. But the two of them put on a really good match at a time when the company was super, super hot. And what you should really, really pay attention to in that match is, well, at the end, when Taker comes back all badass. Because, I mean, for me, that's a complete nostalgia moment. Because I remember Taker coming back, and it was one of the most awesome things that could possibly happen to me, or to the rest of the. To the rest of my friends around who were marking out and watching with me at the time. Alright, so, guess what? That's it for this week's show. Yay! I'm going to plug a few things. First thing I'm going to tell you to do is go to smarksnark.com. And once you go there, you can check out our boards, you can check out our forums, you can check out, the other podcasts and blogs that we have there. All wrestling-related stuff. It's neat. I like it. Crumbles and Complaining is there. There are a couple other blogs there. And our show's there, too. So check out that. What's the name of this thing that we're on, Yankum?
Spreaker.
We're on Spreaker Radio Tuesday nights. We're going to try to aim for 9 o'clock in the PM on the eastern side of things. 8 Central in 1 a.m. for you Brits over there. And we're going to try to do this live every week, or at least every week that we can. You can check us out on Twitter, twitter.com/smarksnark. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/smarksnark. If you email us, smarksnark@gmail.com. And that's it for.
And also, if you haven't heard, the worst tornadoes in history of the world hit Oklahoma. So donate to redcross.org.
Hear, hear.
Yes, please do. Please do.
Good night, Windsor.
We're going out with a song.
Nope, we ran out of time for the song. Way to go, Net Jester.
What?
Good job, buddy. It's all Net Jester's fault. We didn't have time. We were going to play you Botch On by Shining Wasato, but why don't you go play it for yourself at shiningwasato.com, the best wrestling comedy parody music available anywhere in the world, in the universe, in the multiverse, of all the other brains, the membranes that make up the universe, and all the other universes, and the strings that connect them. Shining Wasato, the best.
Oh, now who's stalling for time?
Okay. So, 1 minute 30 left in this. I want to say thank you all for listening. And take care. Take your hair. Woo!
You know it. No, damn it, I don't think you should be outside without a bikini. You're 70 years old!
That feeling when Net Jester...
I hate you, Net Jester. You're banned from the show forever, I swear to God. Omega BR, please, take us out with a pearl of wisdom.
He who goes to bed with itchy tushy, wake up with smelly finger.
And I'm banned!